All right, guys, so we have a bunch of massive news updates for our Baltimore Ravens. We got Zac Taylor making an incredible statement on Kyle Hamilton that we'll play here for you in a second. We got Travis Jones being extended to a 3-year, $40.5 million contract extension. We got injury updates on Lamar Jackson, Darius Washington, Tavius Robinson, plus the Ravens got flexed into 2 more primetime games. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what John Harbaugh had to say about the Ravens controlling their destiny into the playoffs and much more updates and news, man. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. Before we jump into the news, man, I already know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, bro, what is that on your face? What's up with the mustache, Noah? But, normally we're rocking the full beard, but I actually have my United States Marine Corps Reserve drill weekend upcoming, and so can't have the full beard. So that's what's going on. So and I didn't want to go completely naked face. So at number 1, Zac Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals preparing for a massive matchup to keep their playoff hopes alive. Their playoff hopes as Bengals fans are very, very slim, even more slim than ours right now, right? But in preparation for this massive game, it's in Cincinnati. Zac Taylor is looking at film. He's watching Kyle Hamilton, and he had a very interesting quote on our All-Pro absolute stud safety. He's like, do you even call him a safety? But here's what he had to say.
Special.
I don't know what position you would really say he plays. He's I don't even know if he's listed as a safety. Maybe that's probably the last position he plays right now. But he is really an effective defensive end. He's an effective linebacker. He's an effective nickel. He's an effective cover guy. So whatever spot you want to classify that as, he's really intelligent. He's really long. He's really strong. There's not a lot of weaknesses to his game. His football intelligence is extremely high. And so he's somebody you have to be in tune with every single play.
Yeah, so Kyle Hamilton, he's the real deal, man. He is going to be here for a long time. We locked him up with the massive contract extension. He deserves every penny. He's an absolute warrior out there. He's so cerebral, so smart, the way he reads the field, and he's always made plays against the Bengals, and I'm looking forward to him making some big ones. If the Ravens get this win on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers possibly drop one of their next 2 games, either Dolphins or Lions, the Ravens will be in a good spot to be able to take care of business and still get the number 1 seed in the AFC North whenever they play the Steelers down the road. We'll talk about the other playoff implications here in a second, but at number 2, Travis Jones, he was just signed to a massive contract extension pretty much out of nowhere. It's a 3-year, $40.5 million deal with the big physical one-tech, run-stuffing nose tackle who also, by the way, has 27 pressures this year. He has 2 sacks, 27 pressures. One of the only guys on the team that's been generating consistent pressure. And it's an absolute steal because this is the 26th highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL right now. Like, crazy. He should have been, in my opinion, at least top 15, top 10. But the Ravens got a steal on this absolute stud football player. This year, like I said, 2 sacks, 27 pressures, 22 solo tackles. He's the 14th overall graded defensive interior defender, according to PFF. So 14th out of 128 defensive tackles. He's massive, 6'4", 338, and he's only 26 years old. Great move by the Baltimore Ravens to lock up Travis Jones. We'll see about whether or not what this has to do with, Nnamdi Madubuike, if he's going to retire or not. But it's also reported that this player, right, for whatever reason, he was set to become a restricted free agent and only had 3 out of the 4 qualifying years in the agent, the NFLPA, was about to take the Ravens to a settlement, to a hearing, to file. They were filing a grievance, but before the grievance actually happened, the case happened today. It was scheduled for today. The Ravens like, no, dude, we want you here long term. We want to lock you up and give you a contract that would please you. So that's what they did, man. Armed with the new contract extension, it's reported by Jeff Sarebak that Travis Jones spent a bit of time before practice shaking hands with teammates and coaches, accepting congratulations. Jones, he says, is one of the quietest guys on the team, but a very popular player in the locker room. He has, by the way, his run-stop rate this year, the last 3 seasons. In 2023, he was 7th in the NFL with 11.5%. In 2024, 8%, 23rd. 2025, he's back up there, 7th in the NFL with this run-stop rate. He's the real deal. One of the best nose tackles in the NFL. With a more consistent pass rush, he'll be one of the best defenders, says Jonas Shaffer. Huge fan of this contract extension, especially at the price. The Ravens got another one of their free agents signed after extending Mark Andrews and Travis Jones mid-season. Eric Decosta, he's not going to sleep. Despite what happens on the football field, he cannot control it, right? But what he can do is prepare the Ravens for future years and still keep doing the work with the roster. So shout out to Eric Decosta. At number 3, injury updates. We know Lamar Jackson missed practice on Wednesday, but he's officially back. We also know Darius Washington was a full participant. It's a chance that he could play, but Tavius Robinson is expected to play. He said it himself that he expects to play, said he misses his guys being out there. He says it's been very painful to sit on the bench. So fully ramped, fully loaded roster incoming for the Baltimore Ravens. Good news on the injury front. The Ravens got to take care of business in Cincinnati. If they didn't turn the ball over 5 times in the last matchup with the Bengals, and, especially right there on the goal line with Isaiah Likely and then some of the other things that happened, we know we don't have to relive it, right? But the Ravens very well could have won that game if they don't turn the ball over 5 times. Big game upcoming. At number 4, speaking of big-time upcoming games, the Ravens have 2 really tough opponents, 2 really good opponents, 2 of the best teams in the NFC and the AFC. We have the Green Bay Packers, which was flexed to Saturday at 8 p.m., so Saturday Night Football. Another primetime game for the Ravens. And then before that, Week 16, they'll play Sunday Night Football. It was flexed. It was supposed to be, I believe, a 1 o'clock game versus the Patriots. And it'll be on Sunday Night Football at the bank. So, hey, man, if the Ravens, I know they don't look great right now, but they've got their issues. They got turnovers. They haven't been playing complimentary football. They've shown some good things, some flashes that you get excited about, but then have some stinkers that you're like, man, what's going on? The reality is if the Ravens win out, they're in the playoffs, and you would have a lot of confidence beating 2 of the best teams in the NFL right now with the Packers and the Patriots. Now, there's other ways of winning and getting in to the playoffs, even if you don't win out. You definitely could lose to the Packers and still have a good chance if you beat the Bengals and you beat the Steelers. But and especially if you beat the Patriots. But go ahead and take a listen at number 5, what John Harbaugh had to say about winning and controlling their own destiny.
Well, it's critically important. I mean, ramifications don't mean nothing. I mean, to say we control our own destiny, that's only if we win. You have to win to control your destiny. So that's what we have to do. And it's been that way the last 2 weeks, and we hadn't been able to pull off a win. It was that way the previous 4 weeks, and we were able to do it. So, we need to go win. That's it. You need to win. If you win, then you have the chance to control your destiny. If you don't, it's going to be out of your hands. It's as simple as that.
I also want to say that for the first time in a while, it looked like Lamar Jackson had some juice against the Steelers when he took off. He looked pretty athletic. So maybe these rest days that he's been taking on Wednesday, just getting his body right, rested, maybe it's paying off, man. So even though he wasn't practicing on Wednesday, if he's getting healthier and faster, that's good, right? From Jonas Shaffer, he said from Next Gen Stats, before his injury in Week 4, Lamar Jackson averaged 15.52 miles per hour when carrying the ball, 3rd fastest among players. 3rd fastest among all players. Since the return from injury in Week 9, he's averaged just 11.66 miles per hour when rushing, which is 39th among players. So the injury's been making a huge difference, but I think he is getting better and stronger. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content. Big game on Sunday, man. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
It ran when he wasn't looking. He ran me over.